welcome. Today I'm gonna share with you my recipe for a loaded nachos, and for this recipe I'm gonna do it in a couple parts. So firstly I'm gonna cook my minced meat that I'm gonna use, and for this I have here my minced chicken or turkey or beef, whatever you want to use, salt and pepper, onion, some cumin powder, which is jeera that's not roasted, celery salt, paprika, jalapeno pepper, garlic, and a little bit of olive oil, vegetable oil, whatever you would like to use. And you will find a complete list of ingredients for every part of this dish down in the description box. So let's get started on preparing this dish. Put up a pot to heat up, and once it's hot, add a little bit of oil in there and let that oil heat up. Add your onions. I have my heat on medium. Garlic. You just want to release some of the flavors from the onion and the garlic. Okay, now I'm going to add in the minced meat. You just want to break it up with your spoon as fine as possible, unless you like it to be very chunky. So allow your meat to start to brown, and the flavors are going to develop with the onions and the garlic. Add in your jalapeno pepper, your cumin, celery salt, and paprika, and give this a mix. And we're just going to allow this to cook until it has gotten a nice brown color. I'm just going to add a little bit of salt, just a little bit, because remember the celery salt is salty, and a little bit of black pepper. Okay, so this is finished. I'm going to take it off, and I'm going to just dish it out into a bowl and set it aside until we're ready to assemble the nachos. Now for the next part, which is the cheese sauce. And if you don't want to make a cheese sauce, you can just use the shredded cheese, and I'll tell you when you would put it when we're assembling the nachos. But for this cheese sauce, I have here some Monterey pepper jack cheese, because I like the nice subtle flavor that it has, and I'm going to add a little bit of cheddar cheese to it. I have here some butter, some milk, and some flour to help thicken this sauce. So let's get started on making this cheese sauce. You will get the list of ingredients, as I said, down below in the description box. Add your butter to your pot. You want this to melt. And you want to keep your heat on medium-low because you don't want this to burn. Now sprinkle in your flour. You don't want to dump it one place for it to be lumpy. Now you just want to cook this flour. So this will just take like about 20 seconds. And then you add in your milk. You want this to start to thicken up. So now you can raise back the heat if you like. Now the cheese has salt in it, so I'm not going to add any salt to this. When you're making it, go ahead and taste the sauce for salt, and if you need more salt, you can adjust that accordingly. When your sauce starts to thicken up, you want to add your cheese. And if I didn't mention before, which I think I didn't, the milk that I'm using is whole milk or stayfresh milk or full cream milk. I do not like using evaporated milk for this. Now I'm going to just switch to another spatula. I'm going to take this off of the heat, or take the stove off actually. I'm just going to mix this in so that it melts. So I have my oven preheating at 400 degrees Fahrenheit, and now baking this is optional. You don't have to bake it, but I'm just baking it because I want to. So we're going to layer our chips with our chicken and our cheese sauce into a baking dish. If you're not baking this, then you can go ahead and serve it in small portions on a plate. So put one layer of chips in the bottom of the bowl, the baking tray. Now some people put all of their chips and then top it. So I like it to be layered. It's all whatever you prefer, what's your preference, you can do that. So I'm going to do half of the chips on the bottom with half of my chicken. And then I'm going to top this with cheese sauce. So half of the cheese sauce goes on top of this. So now you just repeat by adding the rest of your chips, the rest of the chicken, and the rest of the cheese sauce. Now this goes into the oven to bake at 400 degrees Fahrenheit just until it just gets a little bit brown and bubbly. Okay, so the nachos are done. As you can see, they're nice and golden brown, and now you can go ahead and serve this with pico de gallo or guacamole or whatever you like, even sour cream. So I'm going to dish this out and I'll show you what it looks like. So here you have it, my nachos recipe topped with pico de gallo. I will leave the link for that recipe up in the right hand corner, so just click the iCard symbol. I'd like to thank you all for joining me in the kitchen today. I hope you guys enjoyed today's dish. Make it, let me know down below if you like it. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all another day with another one of my recipes. Enjoy!